In topic 2, we discuss leadership versus management. We can differentiate between leadership and management as follows. It's the achieving of an organizational goal through the establishing of processes, thereby planning, organizing and leading, then controlling the processes to achieve the said goals by actioning the processes required. This then means that not all managers are leaders and not all leaders are managers. Some leadership specialists define the differences as follows. James N. Farr, photo taken from the Leadership Trust website, outlines managers as users of authority to direct groups, use their rank, plan, organize, and control. He outlined leaders as influencers, inspirations to others, motivators, energizers, communicators, encouragers, and known to direct groups towards achieving a goal. Don Clark, on the other hand, said that managers administer, maintain, and control, having a short-term view. They ask their followers how and when, they imitate them and accept status quo, while managers innovate, develop, inspire, take the long-term view, ask what and why, then originate, at the same time challenging the status quo. Watson's 7 framework for managers involves strategy, structure and systems, leader style staff, skill, and share with followers. Another way of understanding the differences is to investigate leaders' and managers' reactive responses when turbulence and/or change occurs in the workplace. Managers will effect plans when there is a disruption of processes. Leaders envision the change. During effective response, managers, they benchmark and target, where leaders will enable the change as for the organization gap. Managers shuffle roles and structures where leaders empower the change. This leads us to the concepts of accountability and responsibility. Accountability is ultimately being answered for, your actions, and can't be shared. However, responsibility is the state of having a duty to do whatever it takes to complete a task. The person accountable is the individual answerable for the activity or decision, which includes a veto power and yes or no authority. The responsible person is the individual who has been assigned to complete the task. Leading has 5 areas of responsibility within an organization that they need to take responsibility for. Discipline and correct when necessary. Lead by your actions. Listen to. Uphold the integrity of the organization. Fair treatment to everyone. If we compare the roles of leaders and managers according to the following activities, they will look as follows. The activity, creating an agenda. Management will plan and budget. Leadership will establish direction. They'll develop the vision of the future, often the distant future, and strategies for producing the changes. The activity, developing a human network for achieving the agenda. Management would organize and staff, where leadership will align people, communicating the direction by words and deeds to all whose cooperation may be needed to influence the creation of teams. Executing plans. A manager will control and problem solve. A leader will motivate and inspire, energizing people to overcome major political, bureaucratic, and resource barriers. Outcomes as an activity, manager produces a degree of predictability and order and has the potential to consistently produce major results expected. A leader, on the other hand, will produce change, often to a dramatic degree, and has the potential to produce extremely useful change. Types of leaders: formal leadership and informal leadership. Formal leadership is an appointed role of structure and within hierarchy, where the job description indicates authority and span of control. Where informal leadership is not a formal appointment, it only exercises influence within a group. There is no formal authority levels, and action is initiated because of the trust-respect relationship. The conventional leader: he leads from the front, directs, uses conventional methods to seek improvement of efficiency and effectiveness. These types of leaders have good sense of direction and purpose. They often spend most of their day improving operational matters because they are results driven, focused on actions, rewarding performance. These will often overrule ideas and initiatives which they see flawed or wrong and promote themselves as leaders and figureheads. The lateral leader, on the other hand, leaders from the side. He inspires, encourages constructive thinking, ideas and innovation. Their focus is on direction and innovation rather than actual results. In essence, they solely rely on the opinion, ideas and/or innovation of the followers, because their vision is to inspire others, harness their abilities, and build creative teams. And that's a wrap on our topic of leadership versus management. Let's take a look at the main ideas. Leadership is the sharing and influencing of resources to conduct processes to ensure a goal is achieved. Managing is the maintaining of control over resources to ensure a goal is achieved. Both management and leadership plan, lead, organize, and control resources to achieve set goals. Response gaps are addressed by managers by responding to instruction, where leaders embrace the gaps and empower followers. Responsibility is the action taken to produce an output, where accountability is the overall responsibility taken for the quality of the produced output. Leading has 5 responsibilities: discipline and correct, lead by actions, listen, uphold integrity and fair treatment for all. Formal leaders are formally appointed in the position of authority, where informal leaders are appointed as a leader by a group. Lateral leaders lead from the side, where conventional leaders